Whoa, this is desperation. There are so many things possible now. Hello champions, Avo here from Chess Mode and welcome to round 7, the last round. And today Nelson is playing with black pieces against Vishnu, Krishna and Warrior. And there is an interesting story which I want to tell you with Nelson's permission. So Krishna and Vishnu Warrior is actually a Chess Mode student, which Nelson didn't know, but Krishna and Vishnu revealed himself. Do you remember the game when Nelson was playing with white pieces and there was this French game around 4, I guess. He played bishop d3, take, bishop f3, knight e2 and so on, right? Because Nelson was playing this like recently, he just learned, he messed up something at the very opening, which I was showing in the game. Actually, after the game, Vishnu comes, introduces himself, tells that he's a Chess Mode student, and it shows more things to Nelson. Of course, Nelson appreciates that, but Vishnu revealed that he is a Chess Mode student. He also revealed that he's following Nelson's channel. This gave information to Nelson, who could knew that on round 7 they are going to be matched. And today, let me go back. What is going to be happen? So the game is started, Vishnu is still not there. After e4, Nelson has all this information that Vishnu is a Chess Mode student, the variation is playing, and he is going to adjust accordingly. He knows that if French here, Vishnu is going to play bishop d3, and if d5, his other main variations that he's playing a lot, he knows what we taught in Chess Mode courses, so he could prepare. Or he can surprise. Let's see what is going to happen. And someone touched the chair and this is the opponent. Okay, we will see a game. So Vishnu arrived. Were there a handshake or I missed it? I was... okay, there is a handshake. And let's go e4 as was expecting. And let's see how Nelson will surprise the opponent. But probably Vishnu also knows himself that he revealed to Nelson that he's a Chess Mode student. And Nelson knows what he knows. So there is some brain game happening. Vishnu is watching at the camera. Hello, Vishnu. But I don't think that Vishnu knows that I am commenting the game. Nelson got sleepy, now he's coming back. So, what's the surprise, Nelson, that you have prepared for Vishnu? By the way, if you are reading books, Vishnu has a very good book. Maybe I have it behind me. Let me see if I have the book behind me. No, the book was not in this room, it's in the other room. He has a very good book, you can check his name, Vishnu, Krishna and Warrior, called Bible of Chess or something around that. So, coming back to the game. So, Nelson goes not e6 as we have prepared before the tournament, but he goes Scandinavian, and after e5, he doesn't go knight f6, his move, which Vishnu could have prepared. So, he goes queen d5. And now the main moves are here d4 and knight c3, attacking the queen, but in Chess Mode we play knight f3, a very tricky move. I will not go into too much nuances and we will follow the game and I will reveal slowly. I don't want to complicate your brain with many variations, but there are some nuances. You don't show basically the cards. Are you going to play d4 c4 or are you going to play knight c3? And first you say like, I will develop the knight, black, show your cards. Is your knight on c6, your pawn is on c6, is your bishop on f5 or g4, where you go? And Nelson plays knight c6. This is a dubious move, because now white can play knight c3 and then d4, d5. I'm very intrigued to see what is the preparation, because among all the options, knight c6 is one of the worst. But Nelson should have something in his mind. Let's see. Vishnu trying to remember that is bad, which means you just play knight f3, just memorizing. You didn't watch the videos carefully and you didn't understand the ideas. This is bad for Vishnu. As a coach to both Vishnu and Nelson, now Vishnu doesn't do good. First he came to the game late, and now on move 4 he thinks, which is very bad preparation. And he's not a recent student; he is Chess Mode student for years. and he already forgot the move 4, which means he did not do a good job during the 2 years. If he watched the course he played and analyzed, he would know until 15 moves easily, as many of our students do. But now he spent lots of time and played knight c3. Now queen can go to different places, queen a5, queen d8, queen h5, yeah, but it should be close to c7, because if you go, for example, here, suddenly there is a problem with this move, and because the queen is not on d8, there is no way to defend the pawn on c7. You cannot play queen e5 check and defend because there is knight on f3, so the only move is king d8, after which you cannot castle. And Nelson goes queen d6, wow, this is surprising. Because if now white plays d4, not only d4, d5 is coming, and this is one of the main reasons that the knight c6 is a premature development. But also, let's say knight f6, yeah, it's coming knight b5, and then bishop f4. Maybe d5 even white can do now, you know, attack the knight, and you cannot take it. Do you know why? Well, because queen d5, there is this typical tactic. If you don't know, watch carefully. You will use a lot in your games. You take it, temporarily sacrifice your queen, and you deflect the queen. And once they take it back, knight c7, check, fork, and you take the queen back, winning a piece. Because you take the queen for free here, while when you sacrifice your queen, you sacrifice for the knight. So with this tactic, you win a piece. So queen d6 quite strange preparation, I can say, by Nelson. And Vishnu goes knight b5 immediately, which is wrong. d4 is better. You keep it flexible, d5 and knight b5 move. If knight b5, now you can just go back. And after d4, a6, and you need to go back. So immediately d4 would be much better than what Vishnu did. So knight b5, queen d8 was followed. And d4. But now a6 is going to be a6, and you go back with your knight. So that's what's happening. a6. You don't really play d5 here, and maybe you play d5 here. Well, maybe this is what he has in mind. No, he plays knight c3. This would be interesting option, d5, and if take bishop b5 and take the knight next. But he goes passively, knight c3. And this is not that bad for black. They can do knight f6, develop the bishop, e6, or e5 maybe somewhere with a fighting position. And Nelson goes bishop g4 first. Well, this is more aggressive than the knight f6. Bishop g4, pinning the knight and immediately pressuring the d4 pawn. And if d5 he has in his mind, I guess knight e5 move. Pinning here, white cannot take it anyways, they will lose the queen, but I guess after bishop e2 still white has advantage. The d5 pawn is strong, and if you take here, knight f3, take, what happens? So white has queen and knight, while black's all pieces are at the 8th rank. It's coming short castle, rook e1. I don't like the position. So bishop g4 is a bit strange move with d5, I don't like it. Why I was saying knight f6? So after d5 you would have time to play knight b4, attack the d5 pawn, and also prepare bishop f5 attacking the c2. So that's why I was for knight f6. But okay, Nelson chose bishop g4. Bishop c4. This is passive move. Even though it's development move, this is passive move. There could have been bishop e2 and d5, both are more energetic. Well, if now just e6, yeah, the problem of the bishop on c4, it will be just looking here, doing nothing. So d5 certainly was the most ambitious move. Bishop c4, by the way, includes in itself a trap. For example, if you play b5, this is a big blunder. Do you know this pattern? When the bishop is here, it's pinning, but also the bishop is here. There is this pattern. Alright, I will show you. So you take on f7, sacrificing the bishop, temporarily sacrifice, and after king f7, you give a check from here. Not here, because there is knight. But here, check, and after king goes back, you take the bishop back. So you crushed completely black's position. But Nelson, of course, nowadays he has done this trick many times himself with white pieces. So he is, I guess, brainstorming between e6 or knight f6, which is also fine because you defend the bishop on g4 and all of those variations doesn't work anymore. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, you cannot take on f3, remove the defender and take the d4 pawn, because after queen f3 you don't have time. Now queen f7 is coming. That's why, so e6 or knight f6, this is where Nelson is thinking. And he goes knight f6. Great, defending the bishop on g4, not allowing bishop f7, and this keep flexible in a moment that you can play e6, but maybe you will even play e5 and somewhere do some gambits. For example, imagine it is black's to move. I will just put some one random move, yeah? This move might be possible. e5, the knight is pinned, and if take, you can take on d1, and then you can take here on f3 and then take on e5. So we don't need to understand e5 we want or not, it's white to move, but knight f6 certainly made everything more flexible. It's coming e6 next move, maybe on bishop f3 and then taking the d4. White plays bishop e3. Again, passive move, I guess, still d5, knight e5 going back better. Bishop e3 is passive. Now after e6, maybe e5 also Nelson has in his mind. No, he goes e6. Well, now white has some space advantage with their d4 pawn, but it is under pressure. With this pin, the knight is from here, the bishop on e3. My first coach used to say damn big pawns, not the bishop. He would say this is a big pawn, it's very badly placed, limited, it only work on this diagonal. So bishop is misplayed, the knight is pinned, the bishop on c4 is also misplayed, and here there is pressure here, there is pressure here, maybe even the other pin is coming. So black has solved the opening problems, white misplayed the opening. And he goes h3. Makes sense. You're kind of saying there is a pin, please decide what you do, go back please. If you take here queen f3 and try to win this pawn, I guess it will not work, because after bishop d4, queen d4, white is not going to retreat, but they are going to take this pawn. And not only winning the pawn back, but also attacking the rook on a8, so you don't have time. So h3, I guess this is the first move that I agree with Vishnu. To all previous moves I was complaining what Vishnu was doing, but h3 this is fine. h3 forcing kind of Nelson to go bishop h5, and of course this is useful for white, because then when they castle they will have here no back rank issue, pawn is on h3. The thing is now they need to decide how to play. Should they go back bishop e2? They will need to figure this out. Yeah, Nelson plays bishop h5, keeping the bishop. And now, short castle, what I think is that white's only hope now to still keep fighting for the advantage is to play g4, and after bishop g6 play queen d2 or maybe queen e2, and then long castle. So with this they will keep the queen here, they will bring the rook, somewhere threaten d5. This will be the only ambitious way for white. Otherwise, black solved every opening issue. Yeah, and Vishnu goes g4, the second move in the game that I confirm, and I'm not sad to see by Vishnu. Bishop g6 immediately answered by Nelson, and now queen e2 or queen d2, one of them, and castle long. I guess queen e2 is better, because queen e2 also make threats like d5 immediately. And Vishnu plays knight h4. I almost hate the move. If you try to take on g6, let's say I will put some random move here, yeah? The problem is that as you played g4, the h3 pawn is going to be very weak. You cannot even play like queen d2 and castle long because of such tactics. Alright. Another moment with knight h4, you cannot anymore play queen e2, because the knight on f3 was defending the d4 pawn, so you cannot play queen e2 anymore and long castle. Plus on top of everything, if bishop b4 and then knight e4, it's not very easy to defend all those things. So knight h4, leaving the knight that was doing important thing and going to chase the bishop, which when you take it, you just open another piece for the opponent. So imagine bishop b4, take. What you achieved, you removed your knight, important knight that was defending your center. Meanwhile, black developed the bishop and also they developed the rook. So this is a sick idea. not a good move for sure. Now Nelson has either queen d7, maybe even castle long, or just bishop b4 and pressuring from this diagonal. And Nelson goes for bishop b4. One of the possible options, either queen d7 or bishop b4. And now it's coming knight e4 or knight d5. Very unpleasant move. Yeah, especially knight d5. Look, if the knight comes, not only the pressure here, but after you play knight d5, you open the queen, and the knight on h4 will be also under attack. So here, white put himself under a huge, unnecessarily pressure. Knight g6. Okay, Vishnu takes that bishop. Hg6. And now the rook is also opened, and white has problems. You cannot even really castle long, because if you play queen e2, your knight on f3 is gone. There will be knight d4. If you play queen d2 or queen d3, yeah, trying to castle long, then there will be knight g4, because the queen from d1 is gone, and now there is this pin, so you lose this pawn also. Vishnu played here a3. I guess this is the other move that I am okay. Vishnu, if you ever watch this video, I'm sorry that I'm complaining all your moves, but I'm looking at you also as my friend and student. So something is clearly, I see it is wrong. I also have played so many very bad games in my life. So things are not going good today with you. While Nelson does all the logical moves development, you just crushing yourself. So a3, this is fine move at least. A3, bishop c3, bc3 will happen. Yeah, the pawn structure is ruined, but at least the center is stronger, and they have two bishops versus two knights. The thing with the a3 is that after bishop a5, you cannot really play b4 because of a few reasons. Maybe you can, right? But still you need to calculate these variations. Pinning here, and if you play like queen d2, there is coming knight e4, some moves. But also on top of everything, there is bishop b6, and now there will be three pieces attacking this d4. And if you try to go back knight e2 and defend the pawn, now you just locked the queen, and you close that, and there is this pin. So knight g4 will be possible. Yes, Nelson played bishop a5, and now white has still a challenge. What to do? Maybe they need to give up this pawn back. Not back, sorry, just sacrifice this pawn. Or this pawn. Now the problem with this pawn, it comes with tempo, with knight d4, and if you take, it still comes in coming things. This and this, same pins. So maybe he needs to play like queen d3, give up this pawn, castle long, and play this position. Somewhere d5 maybe, something like this. And Vishnu goes g5. Well, he doesn't want to sacrifice this pawn. He wants to make this knight move somewhere and then queen d3 long castle. The problem of g5 is that you will not really have time. Like knight d5, how do you defend here? If queen d3, for minimum, black can take on e3. Now, if you take with the queen, you will lose this pawn. If you take with the pawn, the bishop was gone, and this pawn is free. So, if you take bishop d5, this is like very bad position. The rook on h1 is coming a long castle. The g5 pawn is very problematic. You weaken the f5 square, so the knight can go to f5. So, I don't really see a good way to play for white now from this. Well, Nelson thinks knight d5 or maybe knight e4. And he goes knight d5. So Nelson continues pressuring and punishing white's move by move. Not slowing down. I like the speed, not going somewhere h5 for d5, here, pressuring. So you pressure on e3, c3 and g5 at the same time. Now what? Maybe queen d3 and just give up the pawn and play like that. Or queen d2 maybe and enter into this very unpleasant pin. But then let's say knight c3, bc3 and queen d7. Yeah, white's position is just crushed. You go there, it's very weak. You go there, it's very weak. while black can just castle long, everything is fine, then somewhere e5, or bring the knight to f5. This is very sick position. Whoa, this is desperation to play here before. There are so many things possible now. Like knight c3, you do what? Queen d3, trying to get one of them back. Well, even if I play just bishop b6 and after queen c3 take the pawn down. I can play knight b4 and 2 pawns up. I can even play maybe knight this one. Because if a b4, bishop b4, I sacrificed my piece for 2 pawns, but you cannot defend the knight on c3. This is mine, so you will be 2 pawns down. Very strange move before. Yeah, Nelson going for knight sacrifice. Knight b4. Great. This is even not full sacrifice, it's temporary sacrifice. I'm seeing engine says knight c4 is brilliant. Yes, which means this is the best move. It's better than knight c3, and Nelson found it. And after a b4, bishop b4, yeah, white is just, their whole position is crushed. Their queen side is crushed. Their king side is crushed. They are 2 pawns down. Vishnu is doing with the hand, and I guess this is just complaining to himself, like, what I am doing. And I'm familiar with this frustration. Happens to anyone. He is like, how bad I played. And, oh, he even resigns. Well, he goes very frustrated, and he's like, what the heck I'm doing. Happens with everyone. It's okay. It's okay. I know Vishnu is much stronger player. I have seen some very good games by him. So he just didn't play, this was not his day, while Nelson played just all natural and good moves. After the strange part of the opening, what he has prepared with his queen d6 and allowing that all the things, but then here when white slowed down with just developing the pieces instead of pushing the d5 pawn, they just played moves like bishop e3. And from here, Nelson played perfectly. He kept the bishop on g4 active, he brought the other bishop here, he kept the pin, so he was just pinning with 2 bishops. And now knight d5, and he found a brilliant move, knight cb4, after which just white resigned. Champions, Avo here. Today was the last round. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you had fun, and also I hope you took some ideas, lessons to your games or inspiration to improve and love this game even more. Best of luck, stay awesome.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that final round. I think it's a good example of how you can't always ignore who you're playing against. A lot of people will tell you that, like, it doesn't matter who you're playing, just focus on the board, try to play the best moves. But I think if you have some information about your opponent, like, you should try to use that as best you can. And I think I was able to do that in this final game. Overall, I am thrilled with the result. 4 out of 7 is fantastic. I didn't think I was going to get that many points. Competition was very, very strong. I did get lucky in the was round 2 with the the game I should have lost. But overall, I was pretty happy with how I played. Some of the games, I felt like I did what I set out to do: play aggressive chess, create attacking chances. It didn't always work out, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the games. Let me know if you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more tournaments. But yeah, I mean, for my first tournament back in several years, at least classical like this, I'm really happy and I had a good time. Shout out to Avo, Grandmaster Avo from Chess Mood. Thank you to him for commentating all the games. Really appreciate that. And the tournament directors at the Universal Open for letting me record. Big thank you to them. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope it was as exciting for you guys as it was for me to play in it. So I'll see you next time. Stay sharp, play smart, take care.